Good morning and welcome to the Real Estate Walk and Talk. The question for today is, what does JWB stand for? A friend of mine, a member of our group, Jerry, sent me this question over Facebook Messenger, and I told him I'd do a walk and talk about it. It's a little bit of a story, and I get it quite often. So, and if you want to hear more stories like this of the good old days at JWB, you should join me tomorrow for the Not Your Average Investor show. We're going to be interviewing a good friend, a guy who was with me in the very beginning of starting JWB, my first real estate mentor, and he's the star of A&E's Flip This House, CEO of Fortune Builders. Merrill is going to join us tomorrow, and he's got a lot of old stories of JWB. You can register at jwbshow.com. So what does JWB stand for? What's the what does the acronym stand for? Well, here's the not so short version of the story. So when we were starting this company, it was we were 23 years old, and we just read a few books on how to do this, and we're talking with other individuals. We didn't really have a clue as to what we were doing. So I had two buddies at that time who one of them was Alex. It was a different buddy named Tim, and we read this book and we said, hey, we're gonna go buy some houses this weekend. And so we literally jumped in the car and started to go around the neighborhood and ask people if we could buy their house, which is clearly a great idea, right? Clearly, you know, we were not fearful of failure, I can tell you that. But the first thing we had to do, of course, is we had to get business cards, because that was clearly the key to success there. So we're going on the way to Kinko's, and we're going to go buy some business cards. We don't know what we're going to call our company. We don't know what are we going to put on the business cards? And so we're like, well, what do we name our company? So Tim and Alex have been best friends of mine since even before college, and we were in college. And we did what any 23-year-old college buddies would do if they're going to start a company. We named our company after an inside joke in college. So clearly we were destined for greatness. And welcome everybody who's joining me on the Walk and Talk right now. I know we've got Tim Beavers, a current client. Hopefully, Tim, you're enjoying this story here. This is the good old days. We're talking about, what does JWB stand for? And so we had to figure out our business cards, and we named it after an inside joke in college. And so if you even looked this up on the public record, the first company name of JWB was actually Hoos Homes and Investments. Because when we were in college, the house that we lived in, we randomly started calling it the Hoos for no reason. It just stuck. And when you have no clue what you're doing and you're starting a company and you're 23-year-old college buddies, I guess that's what you do. So we put business cards together with Hoos Homes and Investments, walked around the neighborhoods, and tried to buy people's houses in the beginning. And after that point, later down the road, we figured out that one of the things that we really needed to focus on was becoming good at buying undervalued real estate. So we rebranded our name to be Progress Home Buyers. We still kept Hoos Homes and Investments for our hold properties, the ones that all of our rental properties. But when we marketed, we wanted to become Progress Home Buyers. So that was, very early on in 2007, 2008. And we marketed that as buying undervalued properties and solving problems for people who might need to sell. And then later on down the line, we focused on turnkey rental properties. We realized that became our thing. And we realized that the name Progress Home Buyers didn't really fit. And so maybe 2008 or so, or 9 or so, we realized that we needed to rebrand again. And so we changed the name to Jacksonville Wealth Builders. And I say we changed the name, but we kept all the other names. We were just marketing them all at the same time. And then, of course, in 2010, we realized we needed to build our own property management company in order to serve our clients, in order to make sure that we can control the entire process and deliver positive cash flow and all that good stuff. We needed to bring property management in-house. So we created Peace of Mind Property Management. So if you're keeping tabs here, there's Hoos Homes and Investments, Progress Home Buyers, Jacksonville Wealth Builders, Peace of Mind Property Management, all the same company. And I remember in one of our team meetings, I don't know when it was, maybe 2010. And we were talking, I was telling the story of one of our good friends in real estate here in Jacksonville, and a guy who knew exactly who we are and what we did. And he said, hey, Greg, man, I love working with Jacksonville Wealth Builders. You guys are awesome. Have you heard of this company called Progress Home Buyers? They're really good too. I think you should meet them. And I knew that we had created a monster where even our closest clients didn't understand all the different departments, and it wasn't a good thing. They didn't even know who to call, and that Progress Home Buyers was the same company as Jacksonville Wealth Builders and Peace of Mind Property Management. So at that point, we made a really good decision. We rebranded everything, and by that point, people had shortened the name Jacksonville Wealth Builders anyways. That was really what we were known for and was our most successful kind of name. And so we shortened it to JWB. We created the JWB family of companies, which now is JWB Home Buyers, JWB Construction Group, JWB Real Estate Capital, JWB Property Management, to make it simple for people to know who they were doing business with across all different departments that we work with, and that was a really good call. So what does JWB stand for? Well, it was the shortened acronym of Jacksonville Wealth Builders, and it's the thing that we were most known for and the thing that created simplicity across all of our different brands. It doesn't actually, the acronym I guess stands for Jacksonville Wealth Builders, but it's not like the real name of our company is Jacksonville Wealth Builders Real Estate Capital. It's just JWB, and there's that. And so what this story also should teach any of you who are thinking about creating your own company. And many times people say, man, I don't know what my company name's gonna be. What should I do? Where do I start? And I look at them and I laugh and I say, you can't possibly screw the name up worse than we did. And it's turned out all right. So if you're spending hours or days or even weeks thinking about what you're gonna name your company, just stop. Just choose something and move forward. There are so many more difficult decisions that you'll have to make. The name is something you're probably gonna change anyways. So don't worry about it. Just choose something, grip it and rip it, and start your entrepreneurial journey. So I appreciate all of you walking with me here. We got Jack Bobeck, Alan Worley. Good to see you, buddy. We got Jade and Tim walking right now. I appreciate you guys walking with me here. And if you all have any stories about funny company names that you've had or you've heard of, hey, throw it in the comments section. It's always fun to relive the past here. And I hope you all join me tomorrow at 12:30. We've got my good buddy and super successful real estate entrepreneur, Than Merrill, joining me. You can register at jwbshow.com. Hope you guys are having a great Monday and a great rest of the day here. Go crush it. See you.